going to do my makeup and kind of just chat and talk about things. Normally, when I come on this page, I am live playing like games, not doing so much as a talking head or whatever. But I figured what a good way to talk and then have a replay up. So whoever catches this at a later time will be able to see it and see me and get an update about my life and everything that's going on. Thirsty. Okay, so I got some music playing, but I feel like I want to choose something else real quick. I like some lo-fi, sounds nice. See if anyone comes in, but it's gonna be like a life update style video that anyone can join into. However, the intention being that people will see the replay at some point. So, and I'm gonna do my makeup while I do it. Alrighty. So as you guys can see, the people that are watching this and will see this later, I have once again changed my channel name. This has been such a vulnerable, ugly process for me, and I know that it probably really doesn't matter, really, but I like transparency and vulnerability, and I always have, because that's just me as a person. And the fact of the matter is, like, this past year has been challenging for me. I have gone through like an identity crisis, if I would say that. And it really hit me about 2 months ago that I had some point in my life, like all the tools that I've learned with like yoga and meditation and mindfulness and reflection have literally helped me so much through my whole life. Like a little bit about me is was really traumatized as a kid. So I went through a lot of trauma that it's a hard life. Like, I have CPTSD, so complex post-traumatic stress disorder. And welcome to the channel. I'm just explaining welcome in on the live if you're here. I'm just explaining what's going on with the channel and why my name has changed so many times. So I have CPTSD, right? And so everything that I've based my life on was learning how to cope with having PTSD and becoming acclimated to life and being able to go through life with anxiety and depression from the immense amount of trauma that I went through while I was in womb up until I was an adult, right? So everything that I had in my tool belt worked up until it didn't. And the reason it didn't was because I didn't realize I was re-traumatized. So that's when I had this big identity shift happen. And essentially, also let me know if you guys can hear me and stuff. I'm not sure how well the audio is and everything because I'm using this little mic here. But so long story short, essentially, was I had to go through an identity shift, become a Christian, and do all these things to realize like my nervous system has been fried and a lot of the decisions I've been making have been out of that place of my nervous system being messed up. And so it was never that there's like one particular way to experience God. I think God is an omnipresent force that's beautiful, open, and loving. And I just had to go through this lesson to understand the nervous system better and what to do when your nervous system gets refired and the toolkit that you had at one point was not working anymore. So that's why, if you guys have been a follower of my channel, you realize that I've changed my name 20 times. I'm exaggerating, but a lot. It's because I deeply crave creating a community and creating a space for us to relax. But I had my own turmoil that I was going through as I had to do some deeper reflection and find out how to calm your nervous system. And I think that was a lesson that I had to learn. And I had a lot of other people, plant seeds in my head that I gave too much airtime. And so I like to be vulnerable and transparent. And thank you for letting me know that the sound is good. I like to be transparent. I like to be vulnerable. I like to be all these things. And so, yeah, this beginning stage was a little bit messy. It's a part of life sometimes, but that's just where we're at. And so, going forward, we're going to do a lot of cool things. And I think I'll take a lot of this knowledge that I've learned on how to be aware of when we're living in survival mode and how that translates to how we're showing up in life. So that's kind of where I am at with that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that that I've wanted to touch upon about this whole process as I do my makeup. So I'm gonna put on some what is it? Primer. But yeah, I plan to be back. It's been in my heart the whole time just how much I want to be on this channel and how much I want to share in a digital community and make cool things. But I had to go through my own process of this journey. And I'm so blessed that God has helped me on this path. And I can't wait to share some of the resources I've learned, especially when it comes to being embodied, being in your body and living in your body, regardless of like external factors that are going on, whether you're going through a particularly rough patch or this, that, and the third. The tools work. It's good stuff. So that is my vulnerability, and that is my transparency that, sometimes you just have to go through it. And I'm super excited to create stuff. I love creating, so I feel so excited that I still can create and all that. So I'm going to find some foundation and I'm going to put that on. Okay. I have my brush here. Yeah. But yeah, that's so I realized too that I tend to have like opposition in my life, right? I think part of the process that was adding to my nervous system disruption. Hi, I'm sorry that you feel that way. You know that you're not. There are other people. But what I was saying was, I think part of my nervous system disruption was me allowing the thoughts and perceptions of others to take up space in my mind and become my reality. Hi, Samuel. And that was being imprinted on my nervous system and thus caused me to feel so disconnected with myself that I, so disconnected that I lost sense with my coping mechanisms, my practices, and then my nervous system as a result really suffered. And that's why the inconsistency kind of showed up on this channel with my name changing a bunch. And so right now, aw, thank you, Jordy. Thank you. But yeah, so that's where the inconsistency on my channel showed up and why I, got out of posting and I changed my name so many times because I was coming from a unregulated nervous system due to some outside factors. But now that my nervous system feels better, I'm like, oh yeah, everything's good. Everything does work. And so that's what I really want to bring into this channel going forward is like how to come from a more regulated nervous system and how to feel like grounded and rooted in that. No, I do not have that. Hello, Asbar. And no, Andrew, I do not do that. But thank you. That means a lot. But I'm going to be doing more ASMR and it's going to be focused about relaxation and bringing peace to your nervous system because that is the journey that I just went through. And I realized how important it is to have a nervous system that is coherent, Thank you, Jordy. I am so glad I am introspective and can find the root cause of dysregulation in my life, So we tend as people, to make decisions based on our nervous system, right? So if our nervous system is out of whack and it's coping with life and coping with being dysregulated, we're going to just show up that way in life. And that's how I was showing up. Thank you, Speed. I have not been to Iran. That would be pretty cool, though. I love to travel. Thank you, Jordy. But, so yeah, I plan to do a lot more of that type of stuff. And I'm really thankful. Like my literal channel, this channel that we're on has gone through like 3 different name changes while my nervous system was dysregulated. Like because of me being dysregulated, because of me allowing situations, seeds planted by other people to affect my thought process and like my internal guidance system. And yeah. Thank you for show. But I can't wait to make more stuff. And I did actually make all of my videos visible. So you can go and see my past stuff if you want to listen to some of my old ASMR. But I don't know if any of you guys have felt like your nervous system has been dysregulated. The way that this society is and how like virtual everything is, and it really breeds like imbalance, truly. That's crazy, Kevin. And thank you, Jason. Oh, really, Nathan? Um, I I definitely think that trust, I feel like trust is given, or it's like it's not earned, right? I feel like the best way to go through life is definitely trusting more openly, um, but like having discernment, which means like tap into your intuition, because I don't blindly trust people. I use my intuition to sense the other energies that are going on. So I would say that trust is given. I'm not going to go around not trusting everyone, but I'm going to go around using my discernment. I have been through a lot of trauma, so I am really good at reading people, like so good at reading people. And unless my nervous system is dysregulated, because then I'm not coming from a place of balance and coherence within myself to be able to read energies without being in survival mode. But I think innately I'm really good at reading people. And I stay to myself because people have a lot of hidden intentions and it comes out at some point. I'm doing well, Teasy. That's funny. That's my nickname, Teasy. My name's Tiza, by the way. Oh my gosh. I didn't tell you guys. Hi. If you don't know who I am, I'm Tiza. Tiza Monet. Um, Thank you, Justin. That's so sweet. I reflect a lot. Like I had said, I've been through a lot in life, and the only way to make sense of the life that I live and the life that I've seen inflict, inflicted on other people is through me reflecting. It is a burden to think this much, honestly. Yeah. Yeah, I'm teasy. Teaser. Yeah, dude, Jordy, I am a people pleaser to my core. But like the reason I'm a people pleaser, maybe this is something that we can actually dive into even on this channel. Maybe like with ASMR, we can talk about like letting go of those qualities. I can help get you in a relaxed state and like us work on this because that's a really good thing. It's been a problem in my life when I tell you my trauma, the way that I was abused and programmed made me avoid my own boundaries, avoid my needs to please others. And I'm 30. So it's like crap. At what point do you stop being a people pleaser? That was a lesson I had to learn this year. 2025, I learned don't please people. People don't want to be pleased. People want to be right. They want to be right all the time. They don't want to be humble. And some people just, quite frankly, have a mean spirit. So, like, why are you trying to please them when they're never going to be happy? You know what I'm saying? Baby boy Jordy. I don't think I look like Ice Spice. I am light skinned, and that is probably about as much as that is concerned. Um, Meow. Uh, I would say that I've always thought I was like pan, like pan. I don't really define sexuality that much. Uh, Pre-tax, I believe in Jesus. I love him. I was baptized Christian just last year. Um, Sorry, I'm looking through the comments. Yeah, it's just like I like a lot of different type of music. I like EDM, I like trap, I like hip hop, I like rap. I like Yeet and Nav, and then I like um, really moody music. That's stuff. I'm not Puerto Rican. I'm Panamanian. I'm Panamanian, Costa Rican. My mom moved here when she was a kid, so yeah. So I like a lot of different music. Metal music was my first love, by the way. Um, so yeah. Metal music was my first love, and it's primarily because of the bass. I love bass heavy music. Um, you're Hawaiian, Hispanic, Puerto Rican mix. Cool. I'm mixed between black and white. My mom obviously is Afro Caribbean, um, and my dad's white. Sonic the Hedgehog or Super Mario? Sonic. I have the best memories playing at Sonic as a kid, so I like Sonic. Anyway, we were talking about the nervous system. We were talking about the nervous system and what else about it? Like people pleasing. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you, Cookie Monster. But like, so the nervous system and people pleasing, I had to learn that lesson this last year, not to be a people pleaser, because people will never be pleased. Ever. Ever. People will never, ever. No. That's crazy. Is male? No. I'm so glad I don't give a fuck what people think anymore, though, for real. That person told me to shut the fuck up. That's what's crazy. People just out here, like I'm saying, people just like to be mean for no reason, like mean spirited. Like, why are you that way? You know what I'm saying? There are so many different ways to be in life, but you choose to be that way. So it's crazy to me. Hello. Welcome. But yeah, so that's pretty much like what I was trying to explain was like the change of my channel, what happened, and where we're going from here. And I hope you guys enjoy the ride. We're just going to show up in life and have a good time and bring good energy, and everything else is just not welcome. So eventually I'll have to get a moderator for my channel because I don't have time to hear that type of stuff. Sports. I don't like sports, but I like going to the gym. Depending on a place that I would live, like I went to Boston a couple months ago, and I went by Fenway Park, and I was like, you know what? If I live in Boston, maybe I would go and watch a baseball game. But other than that, I like to go to the gym. I like to work out. I like yoga. I like um, fun stuff. You know what I mean? Well, I mean, some people are mean to their mom. No, hey Kelly, American football. I'll watch it with my family, and like I get the culture behind it, but it's not like necessary for me. I like a lot of art. Like I'm very artsy. I like painting. I like reading. I like writing. I like taking pictures. I like. Do I like? I'm not. You know what? You know what? uh, the mind of Elijah. I'm not going to answer that one. I think that's you're wild, bruh. You're wild. Did Joe Rogan really die? I don't know who Faith Evans is actually. I am sitting in front of my computer right now. Did Joe Rogan really die? That's crazy if so. Is this real? Joe Rogan didn't die, bro. What the fuck? Yo, Kara, shout out to your dog. Tell him I said woof woof. Happy birthday, bro. Excuse me. Goodness. Left a good job in the city working for the man every night and day. Man every night and day. Okay. I have a cat. I like I like all animals. I'm not a I'm not a like what do you call it? An animal elitist. I'm not that person. I just like animals because they're cute. They're super cute. Super cute. Okay, so Faith Evans. Let me see who that looks like. Oh, I can kind of see it. Kind of. Kind of. She's pretty. Yeah, I know the song, but I couldn't think of. Big wheels keep on turning, turning. Yeah. Do I eat animals? Yeah. I really like steak. But I had, thank you, Mr. Carter. No, we do not want to hear me sing, honestly. Not for real. um, I did a raw plunge the other night as well. Is a raw plunge like, is that like a cold plunge? I don't know what that is. Um, and all awesome. I'm glad you subbed, dude. That's what's up. But hi. So eating animals, I that's a big thing. I have been plant-based, which means I did at that time I didn't really cook a lot of animals, but sometimes I'd go out and eat animal products at times. I was vegan and I was vegetarian, and then I did like a yogic diet called Ayurveda. I think eating meat is a personal choice for whatever reason. I don't think it needs to be a standard across the country, across the world, whether it's religious or for your own body. But I know with how long I dedicated myself to different types of eating, each style had either a benefit or like my body didn't like. So when I was gluten free, I it wasn't it was good for my skin, but like not good for my digestive system. Like it wasn't. If you eat animals, take your heart from them. I don't really know what that means. And no, I didn't see your comment. Do you want to retype it for me? Because I didn't see it. But like the Ayurvedic diet, which pairs with yoga, is like the yogic diet. And that did a lot for me to feel like just clean and like mentally present. Mm. Thank you, Chardon. Well, that's crazy that you become the animal because I've learned more about parasites and especially pork is really bad and you can get parasites from that. Um, and that's really sweet. Thank you so much, Jaw. Um, so I definitely recommend not eating pork and I recommend doing biannual, twice a year parasite cleanses because you can have parasites without even realizing it, and it affects your mood, your body, your blood pressure, um, can cause different comorbidities, meaning it can be linked to like diabetes and other stuff. Um, Pork is pig, not cattle. Thank you. It's a very simple makeup look. Thank you, dark. Hi. Um, I didn't, I don't know. I just know that I do better with beef and not as good with chicken and pork personally. So, do I adhere to any strict diet right now? No. I need to get better again at that. But like I said in the beginning of this live stream, if you were present, that my nervous system has been going through a lot of stress. So it's hard to manage all this when you're going through that. Have I ever eaten ostrich? No, I'm not. I don't think I would eat ostrich. But yeah, so I think each diet has like its own benefit, and um, you got to do what's right for your body and your spiritual beliefs and what makes you feel good as a person. Thank you so much. Antelope and gazelle. That's very interesting. Yeah, see, that sounds so foreign to me. Like, I know we have ostrich eggs around here, but not ostrich steak and like a freaking gazelle. Like, what? That's crazy. I wouldn't have thought about eating those. Now the song's in my head. Big wheels keep on turning. Thank you, Jordy. I try to be. Try to be transparent at least. So that's the whole reason I'm having this live, is to just be transparent and touch base on the channel and why my name's changed so many times and where we're going from here. It's back to the beginning. We're back to the basics, which is Starlit Guide. That's where she started. That's where she's gonna stay. And I am making a secondary channel for ASMR. I'm gonna be hacking your matrix. I'm gonna link the account once I start making those videos. But yeah, that kind of makes sense that it benefits the family to eat that. But I don't know what you mean, Naga. I'm not really sure what that means to get the jab. I don't know what you mean by that. So, and then, yeah, that'd be really cool. Thank you for subscribing. That's amazing. But we're going to explore some cool stuff. I think we're just going to start off like slow and just do like peaceful, relaxing experiences. And I'll try to go live actually on here more. I figured out a way to hook up my new microphone to my computer for me to go live on. And so I think it'll be really cool. But I want to start off really simple, relaxing experiences and go from there. Hi, Fly. Thank you, Lothies. Which HZ is your energy level on? What's that mean? Hertz? I don't think I know what that is. Yeah, gotta take baby steps, especially after, like I had said, my nervous system was just like kind of out of whack because of everything. And you've seen me in your dreams. Okay, that's interesting. I have very vivid dreams. I have visions sometimes. It's pretty cool. I remember the whole reason I even really like stuck with this spiritual path is because I once when I meditated, I actually saw when I was like I would say 18 or 19, I was meditating and I saw a grid like me and a friend. I intuitively told her like, "Hey, I feel like we should try meditating this way." And then we really did it. Like we both saw a grid in the sky that was like glowing and I looked it up on Reddit, and other people have seen the same thing, and it was like across the whole sky. So, yeah, really, you had an outer body experience. I don't really lucid dream personally. Um, I tend to have sleep paralysis sometimes. So, I've heard that if you start to have sleep paralysis, that means you're about to lucid dream. I don't ever feel comfortable enough to let myself experience any of that, so I just wake myself up. I've had sleep paralysis since I was like 17. I don't know what you mean, Naga. And thank you, Ava or Avalyn. But I frequently have crazy dreams. Crazy. Crazy, crazy. Thank you, Danny. Yeah, I don't know. Have you ever lucid dream? Has anyone lucid dream? And like, if you have, what is it like? Because I have never had that. Um, Weird. I like that's a good question. What do I dream of most? Mostly my dreams are very symbolic messages that I need to receive. So it's normally in relation to that, whatever I'm going through at the moment. I also hear voices when I go to sleep. Like I hear, like my subconscious mind starts to get like quiet, and then I hear like a voice, not in my out loud, but like in my head say something. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's the problem that I've had. And, you know, like, I don't know. I guess I do work in the spirit realm while I'm sleeping. I think Chris, wait, is that Christian? Yeah, I think that everyone can tap into that energy to to source energy to God and be able to receive messages and change your life. You just have to be open to it and trained to it. I'm not particularly into witchcraft. I wouldn't label anything that I'm into as witchcraft. The living word. I read the Bible actually. I like I was baptized, and I think controlling energy isn't necessary. We're not in control in this world. You know what I mean? You can only control yourself and your actions. Why try to control the energy around you? Oh, I thought you meant read like the living word, which is what we call the Bible. You made a cake. Did you eat it too? What is, what do you mean it's already there? I read the gospel. Thank you. I also go to church. Thank you. I just did it while we were live. I just did my makeup. That's true. We were created by energy, and some call that energy God. Why do I read? That's crazy. You guys are saying the craziest things. Honestly. Like, what is wrong with you? Thank you for subscribe. Like, what the heck are you saying? Yeah, people are being really weird in here. No, not the right questions. That's inappropriate. I need a. Yeah, I don't know what this is about at all. Honestly, girl, what the fuck? I need a moderator. So, if any of you guys want to be a moderator, let me know. Reach out to my email. Yeah, it is the world. Literally, everybody does that in the world nowadays. So, it's just what it is. I hope you have a wonderful day too, West. Thank you, Albert. Anime. I love anime. Um, I like all the classics. Akira, Evangelion, Death Note, Psychopaths. Jeez, this comment section is getting ridiculous. Does anyone want to be a moderator? That's what I'm saying. Like, I need a moderator at this point. Um, but I don't trust anyone right now. I'm not going to do a spin. I'm not going to stand up and do a spin. That's literally insane. I didn't come on here for this, guys. How do how do you do this? I'm getting really upset right now. There we go. I'm AI. Like, am I human? Yeah. Okay. So, I'm sorry. I'm getting a little overwhelmed right now with this. I don't know who else I need to block, but just know that it will happen. The topic was originally me talking about posting more on my channel and um, the reason, like nervous system health and what happens when you're living life from a dysregulated nervous system, and why that showed up in my life as me changing my channel name so many times, and how I plan to show up further. And so I was hanging out on here and we were having a really good conversation. Then it just got really out of hand. So I'm sorry to everyone that, yeah. So that's what the live was talking about. But a lot of trustworthy people in the chat. Yeah, I have like two regulars that I have been with me from like the beginning of this channel, and they both know who they are if they watch this live now or if they watch it later. They are the two people that I would be comfortable with moderating right now. But it's going to happen. Luck and chance. Oh, that's such a good question. I thank you, Skinny, for asking that. Do I believe that luck and chance can exist, or fate and destiny? I kind of believe in luck. I believe in chance. I believe in fate, and I believe in destiny. I believe in all of it because, like, how lucky are we to even have been born in this life? How lucky you and I are to have a conversation right now, and we are on a planet that in a, a multiverse of planets. So I believe in it. I believe in chance, and I believe in fate. You want to see my forehead closer? People are so funny. But yeah, so I do believe in luck and I do believe in fate. Yeah, we could have been born a mosquito, or we could have been born, I don't know, an ant, a cockroach. You know what I'm saying? They're gross. Fate or destiny? I don't know, because there's so many synchronicities that, like, when you just meet someone, it's like, this is fate. Like, it's fate for us to meet in this moment, and it's fate for us to exist together. And like, yeah, so I don't care. This is ridiculous. I literally need to hit up the people that are in my dome piece right now to see if they'll moderate future lives, because this is crazy. I don't know what's going on. Do you believe in fate or destiny? I feel like luck, like, definitely exists, but also, like, you have to be open to luck. And like you said, you are highly skilled, so you put in a lot of work. So like, luck is like not only a thing that just happens, but it's a circumstance of hard work. Like, you become luckier the harder you work and the more you open yourself up to like opportunities and stuff like that. Like, there's definitely been a lot of things that were lucky in my life that happened. But the reason I feel like I maintain luck is because I show up, and I think that's my perspective with luck. I often reflect all the time, Skinny. That's literally my thing. I reflect all the time. Ah, yeah, I agree, Skinny. I feel like that makes sense. It's like things happen, and like, yeah, decisions are made, and they can either, and your thought process either can like line you up with more luck or lack of it. Thank you, Icky Mom. But Personally, I am going to get offline now. I'm kind of overwhelmed with how this chat has changed, and I don't like the energy that's in it. So I would say follow if you want to see more of me. I will go live. I'll be updating everything. And yeah, I don't really enjoy the space that it was going. So I'm not familiar with the man's search for meaning, but that sounds like something that I would be into. Let me look that up real quick. I'll definitely look into that. I have not Audible. Well, I have Audible and I have Kindle, so I'll look that up. You can be the creator of your own luck, Richard. Thank you, Skinny. That is exactly what I'm going to do, is stay in my own peace and maintain my consistency and good energy and hide users on the channel that say really ridiculous things. So yeah. Hello. Hello. I was going to leave because the energy of the chat had changed significantly with some negative people saying really rude things. And I wasn't feeling respected anymore, so I was just going to take my energy somewhere else. But yeah, they're definitely upset with themselves. Coming into my chat room and being like, go back to Africa, bro, is just crazy. Like, I don't know why people do shit like that. And there's like weird stuff. Like, why are people saying this? Like, just know that, like, if you say something weird, you're going to get blocked. And then, yeah. Did I retract that message? Oh, I don't know. But I hope everyone is having a good night aside from this weirdness that is on here. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. People aren't accountable. They're hiding behind a screen and behind like an avatar, not even themselves. And they wouldn't even say that to anyone in real life. And if they would, like, ooh, it's a horrible life experience. Horrible, horrible. I try to be. That's why I made the channel. I want to help bring some peace to other people. And what do I do to relax my mind? Crap, my mind's hardly ever relaxed. Also, why I wanted to create a channel that focused on peace and the toolkit that I have acquired through the years to keep life peaceful when you have a dysregulated nervous system. But my mind is frequently running, and I like to paint, and I like to listen to music, I like to create, and I also like to play video games. So I like playing Arc Raiders right now. Yeah, you're right. Negativity. You know what? That is the right thought process to have, right? Because negativity gets the attention. So maybe I should just welcome it. Tell me to go back to Africa. My mom's from Panama. I was born here. Oh yeah, true. Negatives only get like the wrong attention. It gets more like views, right? Like if you have people, that's why there's whole channels of people doing crazy things because they're getting negative attention, you know? Hmm. Excuse me. Maybe I'll have to check out his channel then. Um, Peacekeeper, I'm not really sure what you're referencing. I don't remember if you particularly said anything rude. There was just like a lot of overwhelming inappropriate comments for like the past 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Um, if I were to close my eyes and relax, I'd probably think of nature or like being in water. I love being in water. Water is so relaxing. Um, I I really feel like people should live near water. It does something really good to your soul to just hear the flow of water. You know what? I haven't been playing Fortnite a lot. I've switched to Arc Raiders, so um, it just does something. Arc Raiders like scratches an itch in my brain that I didn't know that I had. And I don't know if you know about it, but it's like an extraction game and it's super fun. It's like Fallout, but like different. Thank you, Simon. I do intellectualize life and I try to be authentic. Um, Not everyone is receptive to that, so that means a lot that you are. Most people are, like you said, um, just kind of saying stuff behind the screen because they can only be surface level in life. And I tend to go quite deep. It's just my nature. Yeah, I totally understand the constant pressure cooker. Um, I would say that how to ease your mind is definitely a grounding practice. So, anything, get off your screen when you have downtime. So, try to limit the TV and the phone, read a book. Literally, um, it's so beneficial for you to like lay down when you're stressed. Like it tells your brain that you're okay if it feels your muscles relaxed. So I definitely recommend winding down at night and reading a book versus like scrolling on a screen because your mind's taking in a lot of information if you're just scrolling, and that chatter will translate into like just a daily thing where your mind is always going. So I think that's a really good thing to do if you're not. I know when I used to play Fortnite a lot before I went to bed, I literally would like I would feel myself shooting as I'm falling asleep. And I'm like, I'm not relaxed. Like I'm still playing the game in my head because I was just doing it for like 2 hours before bed. So, same thing like with you're scrolling and you keep reading information, you keep filling that in your head, you're going to still be doing that even when you're trying to sleep. Um, does a grown ass woman, what does that exactly mean? Like, I don't know what that means. I've lived a life. Um, Simon, I'll definitely take that up as an option. If feel free to reach out to me via email so we can talk about that a little bit more. I think my email is on my channel. So, um, and just, tell me your username or whatever so that I remember. Yeah, I love going to the gym too. I do that as well. Um, but sometimes high intensity things can continue to make your cortisol levels spike. So it's still really good to have like a winding down practice in life so you can get into your body. I've Simon, Simeon, sorry, Simon or Simeon. I think that sounds better. I That's a really great idea, Peacekeeper. I really would like to play more games and do art, and so I'm definitely going to consider that. I have painting projects, so I would consider doing that. Oh, that's dope. I have considered to do. I've considered like at some point, if the time's right and it's part of my soul's journey, to do speaking. My story is quite the story, and I feel like it is definitely relatable, and so that really makes me feel good. Speaking virtually is so much different than speaking in person in front of a crowd. My goodness. So that makes me a little nervous thinking about it, but yeah. Thanks, Frank. I believe in him. Yeah, Skinny, I'll definitely have to check out that book then. Yeah, I didn't know he made a book, Gucci Mane. Uh, I don't know if I'd want to read that. I read a lot of fantasy and romance, but I think you could guess that. Like, if you were like, what type of novels does this woman read? You'd be like, definitely fantasy books. Um, I do read, like, sometimes I read self help books, but eh, I'm over that. Oh, that would be cute. Reading for kids. That would be really cute, actually. Like at the library or something. I think that could be really, really special. Does Frank know you though? That's my question. Have you talked to him before? Okay, Simeon. Nice. Sorry I was saying it incorrectly. My name's Tiza. You don't read, you listen to podcasts and exercise. I love that. I think you don't always have to read, especially if you're on the go. I love an audiobook and I love exercising. You're doing amazing, sweetie. See, this is what I'm talking about, bro. Hide. And then I'll hide this one. Yeah, literally a lot of my life, um, going to the gym was like part of my coping strategy. And I still love to go to the gym now. I do it quite frequently. Um, I actually lost like 20 pounds from it, so I'm thankful for that. But it's interesting, right? Because like if you work out and you do all the right things, your cortisol level, and your sleep still can affect like how you gain muscle and lose weight and all that stuff. So I realized this year my cortisol levels were high, and so was just my general stress, and I wasn't sleeping very well for like a year. Thank you, Peacekeeper. Oh my gosh, you really do know each other. That's hilarious. Well, I'm definitely going to consider it then. I've never had a moderator and I never needed a moderator before, so I'm not really even sure about that whole process. But I'm thankful that you guys are willing to support. That means a lot. Hey, I totally understood what you meant, Frank. No worries. I hate when you send an email and then you realize you said something wrong and there's no, undo that. Thank you for subscribing. Can I look at? I don't know how that works. Yeah. Yeah, I just don't type well. I think texting has ruined me as a person. Maybe as a society too, just texting hasn't it's horrible. It's horrible. I can tell. I remember I used to be able to BS an essay, and just get a B. I'd get a B. I wouldn't study, I wouldn't do nothing. Now I'm like, how do you even write an essay? Like all I know is text and slang. Um, well, yeah, I do ASMR, so that's the goal to do all that. Can you hear that? Peace and blessings to you too. Hope you join us again. Um, yeah, it's definitely an option I'm gonna consider. Um, like I said, if you email me, we could have a conversation about it a little bit more in depth. So my email is on my channel, and I'd be open to discussing what that looks like. Really, is it your first ASMR channel? That's cool. I feel grateful for that. Thank you, Byron. I love Mexican food. I actually could go for tacos right now. Really. I could go for tacos. Yeah, I think I definitely would consider it. I just want a moderator that I feel like I have a little bit of a connection with, if that makes sense. I do have two really good supporters that I got really good vibes from, and I've had long conversations with. They also did customs with me, so I feel like I would feel comfortable with them moderating. But I again would be open to it. I just would like to have a conversation with you, if that makes sense. Yeah, ASM it's about ASMR, and I want to create relaxing experiences for people, and then focus on nervous system stuff. And I don't speak Spanish. I am Spanish. I should know. I'm Afro Caribbean, so I should know Spanish. But yeah, my mother speaks Spanish. Thank you. You too. No, I wish I did live in the Caribbean, and I do meditate. Yeah, I do. I love to meditate. I think it's really good for. Hi, Greg. It's good to see you here. This is exactly what this live stream was about, and I'm so thankful you asked. Um, so, I found out recently that I have been experiencing life through a dysregulated nervous system because of some external forces that happened to me, which caused me to like go through an identity shift. And just recently, I realized, oh my goodness, I have made all these decisions from that viewpoint, and um, just being very like humble and I guess honest with myself and being like, yeah, I've tried this one path for a while and it hasn't been a fit, and I want to go back to where I was previously. And so I think going forward, like I always had the toolkit to help my nervous system, to help it relax. But like sometimes, like it used to really help well when I went through a lot of trauma when I was younger. But you don't know when life happens, grief, whatever, something re traumatizes you. And then you forget about your toolkit one, and you don't realize that you have gone back into survival mode. And so what happened essentially was I went into survival mode, and every decision I was making about my channel was based out of that. So essentially, all I'm saying is that a lot of the the channel name changes was coming from that place versus a regulated nervous system. But now that I feel better, I'm able to look at that and get out of survival mode and see like, oh my goodness. And I think that's a lesson that I needed to learn so that I could also help other people. Like, hey, you may have been doing really great and feeling good in life, and then something happens, and then you're not feeling so good. Like, let's look at your nervous system. Let's look at how you are processing things and what you can do to actually relax in your body and tell your body you're safe. So, I think that's where this lesson can be implemented into the channel going forward. Um, yeah, so I hope that makes sense. And let me know if that makes sense. Kind of rattled that off. Yeah, so I mean, personally, if like I started, money makes me happy. Money makes the world go round, is what they say, right? But yeah, that's cool. Um, I do believe in God. I do believe in God. I just recently became a Christian and was baptized, and that was a part of this path of that was part of the path of realizing that I was dysregulated, right? Because I started off as New Age, spiritual, and this practice was to help from the trauma that I had gone through for like my first 18 years of life. And then I learned all these tools. I learned yoga, I learned meditation, I learned like all these things, psychic development, I learned Reiki, I learned all this stuff, and it helped. But then I went through a series of traumatic events. It's like the book, a series of unfortunate events, but it was another group, a series of traumatic events, which is unavoidable in life. Everybody goes through trauma, death, whatever. And then I didn't realize that I somehow slipped back into my dysregulated state and was making a bunch of life decisions from there. So, nervous system work is so important because when you experience trauma, it wires your brain to a coping mechanism, or it wires your brain differently, especially when you go through it as a kid, like I have. So, yeah, it is very intense, and I believe God has helped me along this path had these realizations ever since I was a kid. I feel like God has moved me through life to be able to have a sound mind regardless of the amount of trauma that I've went through, because there are a lot of people who have went through things like me or worse than me, and they don't have their mind. So I think God has had a hand in that. Um, I I never had anyone to physically protect me. I have meditated and I've actually seen things from other dimensions, but not spiritual beings. When I was 18, 19, I have seen, I was meditating with a friend and I saw together, actually, we both saw a grid in the sky. I've never seen anything like this. It wasn't like chemtrails or anything. It was a glowing grid in the sky. And I wasn't the only one that saw it. She saw it as well. So that's kind of like why I knew that like God and spirituality is real. I've also heard and felt presences before. And thanks. I'm so glad you're here, Greg. And I know that you are one of the core people who have been a supporter of this channel for a while. So I'm very thankful for you, thankful for your patience, and, you know, and that's okay, Jackson. Um, you can have your perspective. I won't judge you. And I actually have accepted Jesus, and I was baptized this past year. So that's your perspective, and I respect you for yours. So yeah, I've heard stuff, but you know, I don't feel like scared or anything. Um, and it's not something I actively try to do, but no, I'm not a therapist. Maybe like I should be. Like I wouldn't be against it. I just really like doing school for a third time sounds overwhelming, um, especially with trying to like work. You know what I mean? Um, but I have been that therapist friend for like everyone in my life. I think it's because of the amount of stuff that I went through. I, you know, I do a lot of processing and can be quite empathetic. So I went through more like trade schools. So I've worked in the medical field for 10 years. And then I also own my own business for media production. I do photography and video production. Oops. I'm actually working, I have a video that I'm working on in the background there. So, no degrees. I went the trade school route for that type of stuff. But I think in total, I was in college for like 3.5, 4 years, something like that. Oh, that's Premiere Pro. I think I would have, if I didn't go back to school for photography and video production, I would have wanted to become a physician's assistant in orthopedics, because I love ortho. It's my favorite. You're an IT guy. Cool. Cool. Um, I like tech. Tech is cool, but it is overwhelming. Um, IT is such a different field. But thank you, Mike. A life coach could maybe work. I would just want to be at a place where um, that feels like a comfortable thing for me. God is real. I believe in him. Thank you. I wouldn't say I'm very educated because I don't have like a solid degree in something, but I don't even know if I'd say I'm intelligent either. I'm just a person that thinks a lot. Hobby. This channel's a hobby. It is not a source of income. So I have a business. That is why. That is why. Hello. What is a I was monetized 3 months after starting my YouTube. So that was last year. Almost three, like a little less than three, like 2 months, I think. Almost 3 months. Like somewhere around there. I got monetized really fast, and then like I said, my nervous system got really dysregulated. So the posting stopped. The trying to find my new identity through this stopped because of all the things. So literally this is just me being like, hey, I am in a place where I'm ready to be back and make content and everything. So I've been monetized for a while. Hello, I'm doing well. Doing very good, actually. Very thankful, grateful, and at peace. I'm in the United States. I'm in the East Coast. Are you from LA? What do I identify as? A squirrel. I'm a squirrel. I'm a squirrel. Don't know why I'm stuttering. Oh, Detroit. Cool. I want to visit Detroit. I also want to visit Chicago. Detroit's cool. Oh, snap. I took the mic out, guys. I just realized something. You're gonna hear me without the mic now. Let me know if you can still understand me. Faith Evans. Did you say that earlier? Because someone else said that earlier. Just someone else called me Faith Evans earlier. Right. I had to plug in my charger. I really have never heard that. Someone told me I reminded them of Erykah Badu before. That was really nice. Who was the other person? That was actually a doctor I used to work with. Squirrels do like tacos. You didn't know? Squirrels love tacos. I say I'm a squirrel because I'm nuts. Gina Off Martin, I know that one. I could see that one. Now, when I had my afro, I really looked like Zazie Beetz, if you know who she is. Yeah, I'm definitely a little kooky. A little kooky. A little kooky for Cocoa Puffs. Zazie. Am I saying her name wrong? Yeah. Do you guys know Zazie Beats? When people say, especially when I had my afro and she was in Deadpool, people said I looked like her, which I could. Can you hear me? Oh my gosh, did I mute you guys? I'm sorry. Anyway, I was saying Zazie Beats, do you think we look alike? And then I was showing you my Instagram so you can follow me. So you can follow me. Tiza Monet, just so you know how to spell my name, Tiza Monet. But do you think I look like her? I can kind of see it. Yeah, kind of. And then I used to have my hair like that. And so it made sense when people thought that, because I was like, yeah, my hair was like that. What's up? Thank you guys for making this fun. I'm thankful you guys are here. Oh, no way. Thank you. Yeah, I can see it a little bit. I would love to meet someone who was like, my twin. You know what I mean? I want to meet my doppelganger. I want to meet a doppelganger. Have you guys met your doppelganger? Thank you. What do people call it? I mew, whatever it is. Hello, how's it going? Search up Metro Man for why. Who is my muse? I don't really have a muse right now. One of my friends used to be my muse, but we don't really work together like that anymore. But I don't really have a muse. Life is my muse. You think you were wrecked along? What does that mean? Thank you. I really don't post on there much.
I don't really post on there. I don't really post on a lot of places now. It's a song. Okay, cool. Hope you're having a great day, Dark Crypto. No, they're not braids. This is my hair. I have locks. Had it for like 6 years or something like that. Megamind. It's not from a cartoon. Yeah. I mean, I never watched it. When did that come out? 2010, yeah. Do you like Megamind? Thank you. I also wish yeah, I don't know what happened, but my stream got interrupted. Thank you. I also wish continued peace for me as well. Imagine Dragons, I've heard of them. But yeah, so I think I'm gonna take the stream ending abruptly and being paused, and I'm gonna take the disruption as a sign to log off. If you feel called, follow the channel. If you don't, that's cool. I wish everyone the best. I really enjoyed being live with you guys. I really enjoyed being live this long. I think we should make this a reoccurring thing, but like do it with ASMR, and we can just talk and use my mic. I got a new mic that I haven't really used a whole lot. Here she is. Oh, she's cool. I like her. So I got a really good mic, and I think we should just do some long lives where we can just chit chat and have a good day and stuff. But yeah, I don't know what like I think lives I would like to keep more of just like a fun like vibe. It doesn't have to be like a really deep relaxing experience, just like I talk quietly and stuff. But yeah. Yeah, I'm not shouting out your brother. I'm not stupid. I know what that means. What the heck? No, no way. You hit 65K. That's amazing. That's what's up. But should take that as a sign to. But yeah. They don't always feel comfortable, I would say, to be honest. You know? Does it look like I do? It might. Shit, I'm not aware of that if it is. Um, I can't right now because I don't have the mic, so I'm not going to give you a taste of the ASMR at the moment, but we can do that soon. Soon, soon, soon. Oh. I mean, I think certain comments give me the ick more than others, you know what I mean? Ugh, people are so annoying. Nick who? Who's that? Who the heck is he? Obviously don't know who he is, so that's my answer to Nick. I've never seen him in my life. That's hilarious. The Amazon Prime comment, that's funny. All right, I'm logging off. We'll talk soon. Love you. Follow me on Instagram, DM me, or do whatever, you know, if you want to potentially be a moderator. Okay, later, homies. I'll be on. We'll make a schedule and stuff. Okay, bye.